What's going on, world? Wiggity, wiggity world. And guess what I'm coming from? I'm just coming from my J.O.B. Why am I mentioning that? Because that's something you can brag about. That's something you can brag about. That you're actually going to work to support your family. That's something you should never be bragging about. Is having 5 kids at the age of 22 by multiple men. What that means is that you done had sex with 2 different men raw, and one of them left you. This is the problem with the black female in America, and this is why we as the black community in America is always going to stay at the bottom economically, IQ, and any poll you have in comparison with any other ethnicity in this country we call America. Because first of all, when I looked at your pictures on the Facebook, I got a Facebook page, but I'm in a group, alright? I'm in a group and you get notification. Now when I look at that picture of this woman, one of the main things stood out to me is because I could tell the project from anywhere. Oh yeah, them bricks give it away. Them bricks in that screen door. Them 2 things will give a Section 8 apartment away more than anything. You understand what I'm saying? So, first of all, this chick is living in a Section 8 apartment, meaning that she ain't got no job. If she is, she's self-employed. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm driving. But if she is, she's self-employed. But guess what? You're not paying no taxes. You're not putting into the system that you're using. You having 5 kids, and it's a good chance you probably getting child support from the other dude, and you collecting money from the government. Because if you're working a good job, you got a good job, you putting taxes in, there's no way in the world you're going to get a Section 8 house. Unless your man is not on that lease. You see what I'm saying? And this is the problem with us as black dudes in this country. We'll look at a woman with 2 kids already, what she had when this other dude supposedly she with, who's not on her lease because she's in a Section 8 apartment, and I can tell by those bricks in that screen door. He didn't look at this woman and say, oh no, you got 2 kids, what happened with your last relationship? No. What he did is he had 3 more kids with this woman. This old trap, dirty, garbage, gutter mouth female that's spending that government aid on some fake hair in her head. Newsflash, you hotep niggas. Black woman don't grow green hair. That's weave she got in her hair. And that stuff ain't free. It's a shame that these black females don't even want to look black no more, man. They don't even want to show their natural hair. You got to cover up your natural hair like you're ashamed of it, man. That's sad. And that's another reason we're going to be down. The foundation of any environment or any community is the black woman or the black female. The cornerstone is the man. He holds that foundation down. But the foundation is the black woman. You understand what I'm saying? And anytime the woman of any community is humiliated or put down, that's going to affect anyone she's raising. Because the demeanor of the house is determined by the woman in that house. Oh, forget daddy, man. Daddy could be mad. Daddy could be hurt. Kids care less about that. When mama hurt, the whole house is on notice. But anyway, back to what I'm talking about this one. These simp dudes will see these women with 2 kids, a dirty mouth, which means that she has no professionalism, and for her to have kids at the age of 16 shows she has no high school education. It's hard to raise kids, and that's the thing right there. You can have kids. It's hard to raise kids and be in high school. You understand what I'm saying? This chick obviously does not have a high school education. Because if she were really raising her kids, you got to sacrifice one thing. You got to sacrifice your kids. You got to sacrifice the clubbing. You got to sacrifice all that to raise your kids. Having kids in the house and buying them Nike shoes and clothes is not raising them. Raising them is instilling morals in them. It's instilling standards and principle in these kids. Something that they're going to grow up with. And you can't have an education and raise kids at the same time. Let me tell you why. When I was young, I had my first kid at 21. Alright? Now, I had to pick my daughter up You understand what I'm saying? Because me and the mom was not together. I had to go pick my daughter up. And I had to go to work the next day. Guess what my baby doing at 2 o'clock in the morning while I'm trying to get sleep to go to work? My baby up crying. You think I could roll on and go to sleep? No, I had to wake up and feed that baby. What you think she was doing with 2 kids? How you going to school the next day and paying attention and you was up all night changing diapers and feeding your babies? There's no way in the world. You could not do both at the same time. Now I know there's some exception to the rule, but no 16-year-old girl, or however she was when she started having kids, was able to raise kids and do all that stuff that she's supposed to be doing as a strong black woman. You can't do it. It's impossible. Unless you had help. And most likely her help was her mama. Like the majority of black females who have kids young, they throw their kids off on their mama. Another thing. You on Facebook, replying or wherever you ask, replying to all these people in a video, hour-and-a-half video. How you got time with 5 kids? How you have an hour and a half to do anything with 5 kids, especially one that's disabled? Nobody ain't got that much free time with no 5 kids, especially no retarded one. I'm sorry for using that word. How you get time? Where your kids at while you filming these videos? Again, most likely over her mama's house. This woman has demonstrated to the world, and not her by herself, but this woman has demonstrated to the world why we, as a black community, is never going to thrive. I don't care what these hotep and these pro-black simps, because all they worry about is getting in your pants. You know what I'm saying? I heard it said before, the way to a man's stomach is through his heart, the way to a woman's heart is through her ears. And all these pro-black be catering to these black women, calling them queens, but they don't act like no queens. They act like hoes with low self-esteem that'll hump anything just to feel good about themselves. They need attention, acknowledgement, more than they need respect. And they'll do anything. Like go on Facebook and brag about having 5 kids at 20 years. You didn't get to spend your teenage years as a kid, man. And normally, women or little girls who have kids young, they miss out on a lot of things growing up. So guess what they do when their kids get old enough to watch themselves? The kids is missing out because you trying to relive your teenage years. Queens don't do stuff like that, man. Queens don't do stuff like that, you hotep niggas. What makes a queen is her being married or associated with a king. How you a queen? You got 5 kids at 22 years old and the first nigga you slept with ain't even around. Queens don't be around with no niggas that's not around. Queens know who their baby daddy is, and that's the king. Stop calling these black females queens. Especially you live in a Section 8 apartment. Stop taking my tax money, having kids that I'm paying for. You ain't no independent black woman. You's a hoe that couldn't keep your legs closed, and now you got to make yourself feel better about yourself, making mistakes and putting it on TV or the internet and social media, seeing how good and great you have it. You know when you got to change them babies' diapers, no man around here helping you change the diaper. You know how hard it is to raise them 5 kids. Stop faking the funk. Every black girl don't grow to be a black woman. Most of them grow to be black females. And what y'all put on the internet, is demonstrating why we, and not white supremacy, are staying down in this country. I believe white supremacy exists, but nigga ain't white supremacy that's keeping us down this area. It's you black females that's coming on posting dumb stuff like that and not raising your kids. You're not raising your kids when you spend an hour and a half making dumb videos, pulling that fake hair in your head, that fake blue hair looking like you some kind of a fake Barbie doll. No, you ain't raising your kids. You raising your kids, you spend that hour and a half teaching them how to be a woman and not talking like no pirate, man. Not cussing up a storm like you can't even articulate your thought without cussing. You're not raising them kids. The only thing you're doing is sending out bastard kids to renew the cycle you have when you're dead and gone. All they're going to do is put out bastard kids. And our community will keep producing bastard kids that keep talking like this woman, keep having sex with dudes that don't want to be around, and then have to live off the government. and wonder why we can't never do something. Wonder why we can't own our own business. You can't own your own business when the government taking care of your kids. I don't want to go too long with this video. I just seen it irritated me so bad. And it's a shame that you posting your picture with Nike brands on your kids. Like if you're making money the way you say you do and you're trying to start your own business, why you don't create your own logo? Why you branding your kids by a company made by a white boy? Why you don't make your kids with your own logos? And this is another reason we'll stay down, because when we get money or we get a come up, I know that sometimes Social Security will pay you back pay. Guess what these women do with the back pay? They go buy clothes and weaves and stuff instead of investing in something that's going to help your kids grow when they get older to, you know, be established. So David Sutton, I feel sorry for you. I pity you. I know that inside you're hurting. You feel bad and shame for your mistakes in the past, and what you're trying to get is reassurance that no, baby, you didn't make a mistake, baby. You doing good with yourself. No, you ain't doing good with yourself, because you couldn't even keep the man that you opened your legs to. And I know that makes any woman feel down on themselves when you can't keep a man. But anyway, that's all I want to say about that, man. Black females, y'all gotta do better, man. Y'all gotta do better. And you simp niggas, stop co-signing this mess, man. We as black people, we need to do much better in this world, man. We need to do much better in this world. And landing on our backs, having kids, bastards, and not investing anything to build our kids up. We're gonna stay down in this country. We're gonna be the joke. We're gonna be the joke. We're gonna be the punchline of every joke on TV and everywhere else, man. Stop blaming white supremacy for everything that we do. Yes, it exists, but let's stop blaming white supremacy for our dumb actions. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, that's all I gotta say about that. I'm out.